understatement, and I'm the definition. Contemplated if I should kill him, I had a premonition. Ronald Reagan, the whole game. Man, cause of demolition. Niggas finna not like Dante. Ooh, grandma still in Cali like LeBron James. Ooh, no, she wanna fuck and a friend do too. KSI a bitch get mentioned. Views. Nah, no shit, little nigga. Don't you ever try to diss me or I'll come for your neck. I'll be damned if I Uncle Tom corny ass nigga making vlogs.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Justin Creeper, aka Young Mummy, the mother of the streets. I'm back, baby. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I am back. Why is this? The quality looks fucked up. Anyway, welcome to my second installment, second edition of Drankin and Thinkin. That's some good brew, baby. Um, So I couldn't help but notice that the last video I did amassed, well, it's been up for a couple weeks now, but I think it amassed a whopping, 94 views? Holy fuck. Should I call Guinness? Should I call the Guinness Book of Records people? Did I break the internet? 90? I wasn't expecting that. God damn. Holy shit! So I thought, hey, look, you got to, because of the unprecedented success, you, Justin, you got to do it. You got to do another one. So here we are. Cheers. The only problem is we need a topic, don't we? So I think the last one I was talking about the concept, the Christian concept of heaven and hell, their conception, and I just provided some little refutations of my own and one of my buddies. So I actually, come and think of it, I should have added more. I didn't talk about. I didn't use any theological refutations. I mean, it's totally not consistent with the Torah or the Tanakh as a whole. There's so many things about it. I mean, it's not even theologically accurate. Within the Judeo-Christian praxis, I didn't even talk about any of that shit. So I thought today, let's talk about determinism versus free will. Simply put, I find it impossible to reconcile the notion or the hypothesis of free will or libertarian free will or any fashion with what we know about the brain and immutable laws of physics that we cannot abrogate, and so on and so forth. It just doesn't work. All right, so we all go about our business as if we have full agency over our decisions, so on and so forth. And certainly it feels like that. All right, like when I do this, I'm like, yeah, boy, I'm gonna have a drink. You know what I'm saying? And it feels like I have full agency, but the truth is, this is probably determined. It's probably just a mere illusion. All of, everything that constitutes this very abstract and ambiguous concept or abstraction of the mind, the psyche, it's all predicates, all, as far as we can tell, I mean, it's wholly a construct of all physical phenomena, physical synapses, communication between brain cells. And, oh shit, you gotta get the door.
I woke up this morning, someone was knocking at my door.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. So like I was saying, yeah, physical synapses between neurons, and it also works in a systematic manner. There's a methodology that it adheres to. It doesn't just arbitrarily. No, it works totally. There's a very precise and unique methodology. None of our brains are the same. They're all very unique. But there's certainly a lot of similarities. Um, so, long story short, and when you add all the physical laws to the mix, particularly cause and effect, then it's looking the proposition of free will is looking awfully dubious. All right. Um, so, I mean, fundamentally, I don't believe I am a determinist, but we all act as if we have agency. I guess technically that wouldn't be a choice either. But our justice system, for instance, is predicated upon the presupposition of that free will is accurate. Einstein talks about that, and he said, no, technically, these criminals, they don't have a choice, but it's still in our best interest to keep them. If someone's a serial killer and he's going around going, what was that thing on Psycho? You know what I'm saying? It's probably in our best interest not to have this guy walking around the streets. Okay. But I mean, all things considered, throwing him in jail wouldn't be a choice either. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, we all act as if that's the way society functions, but it's very dubious that free will exists. So yeah. So what are the implications? I think so. When it comes to maybe not all religions, but when it comes to, I think that's the single most damning refutation to religion is this, the quintessentially dubious nature of free will. But we have theistic discernment. I mean, John Calvin, right? I mean, and that was a big movement. After the Reformation, right? His movement of theistic determinism, Calvinism, right? They say in Christian theology, that was very prominent. There's still people that practice it, and it was very prominent for a long time. And the truth is, Christian, people don't like how it feels. They don't like the sentiment. They don't. Not the, they don't. They, they don't like the idea of eternal fates being predestined. Why would you? But it was prominent for centuries, and people still adhere to it today. Yeah. So where the fuck am I? Where the fuck? Someone came to the door, and now I'm all discombobulated. You know what I'm saying? Discombobulated. Ain't that a motherfucker? Here's the thing, though, and I think this is something that just occurred to me like years ago. It didn't just occur to me now. It just occurred to me many years ago. But I was thinking, the reason why I find free will to be dubious is, because I mean, fundamentally everything is a product of what preceded it, right? No ambiguity there. No one's disputing that, right? So we talk about the systematic methodology the brain adheres to it, and the fact that all thoughts and consequently actions, are wholly or as far as we can tell, a product of a physical phenomenon. Okay, and then you factor our whole genome in, because that gives you like that there's a whole myriad factors. Okay, it's a confluence of the whole myriad factors. Kind of like and it's just the proposition of free will. It doesn't make it really can't be. But the the inverse? Like what's the could there, like, if there was libertarian free will, what would that, like, imagine if our brains did not adhere to this kind of systematic, orderly methodology, or this process. Imagine if everything was just arbitrary, right? And everything, and all these thoughts were by virtue of completely arbitrary means, by completely arbitrary factors. Well, if that wouldn't be constitute free will either, because in order for something to qualify as a will, it has to be it has to be something intentional, right? It has to be something intentional and deliberate. It has to be intentional and deliberate. And if it's something, if everything is just completely arbitrary, my position, which is pretty much the scientific position, that everything is completely determined. But if you believe the opposite, that it's completely arbitrary, well, that wouldn't constitute a will either, right? If every thought that you had and the decision that you make is totally by virtue of absolutely arbitrary means, that would, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how the fuck I don't know, I saw that goofball, these motherfucking Christian apologetics. What could I say, man? These guys are something else. I saw Turek. What's his name? Is it Frank Turek? What a goofball, man. It's just, and it's like, there's so many very nice Christian people. There's so many nice people of all that adhere to all religions. There's lots of very nice atheists. Not me. I'm a fucking asshole. But there are nice ones out there, I assure you. But all kidding aside, there's, I know lots of fantastic Christians, but I don't think that Frank Turek is one of them, or any apologetic, any Christian apologist. These guys, their whole, but these guys are the quintessential icons of top-down processing. They come to a conclusion early on, and they spend their life jumping through hoops, or trying to make these convoluted arguments to substantiate something that they arrived, conventional theology. They just accept it all. They're literalists, and like if one of these motherfuckers read that, I don't know, what 2 + 2 is 5, they would spend their entire life trying to reconcile that, and they would ultimately, and dishonestly, I should say, they would come up with some stupid fucking thing. They would say, oh, well, our human minds aren't capable of, but okay, that's obviously a fallacious argument, but that's what they would do. Okay, that's how these guys were. So I saw Frank Turek talking to, if you listen to any neuroscientist, or they'll tell you, look, this concept of free will probably is just an illusion. The concept of choice, the notion that you have agency over choices, or full agency, but even partial agency is predicated upon something that you didn't choose. Like Sam Harris said, that would, if it wasn't, it would necessarily mean that you had a brain before you had a brain, which doesn't make any sense. So yeah, so it feels like we have agency, but it's an illusion. We almost certainly don't. And this fucking Nimrod, Turek, Frank Turek, they're all the same. He goes, oh, well, no, of course we. I'm sure he doesn't talk like that. Of course we have a choice. You know, if someone offers you vanilla or chocolate ice cream, okay. I mean, he doesn't talk like that. You know, he sounds a lot stupider. But no, I don't do impressions. Um, Holy fuck, dude! Like, what don't you understand? It's yeah, no chocolate and vanilla. No, that you're not. And he thinks that argument. I mean, first of all, that's not even an argument. That's just an analogy. Okay, so that's a false. You can't prove a proposition by an analogy. Okay, it's a false analogy fallacy. Okay, that's not proof. That's not an argument. It's not an argument. That's merely a, a, a thing. An analogy. And no. When someone offers you chocolate or vanilla ice cream, it's not a choice. It feels like a choice. Every choice we make feels like we have agency. And stupid, like he's so simple-minded, man. Like this is, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that all religious people are like this, but I am saying that pretty well all apologetics are like this. I mean, this guy he's an idiot. He's an idiot, straight up. You know, like he's heard for the science. The scientific community has, given him so many conclusive reasons why, the concept of libertarian free will is incredibly unlikely. Okay? It's unreconcilable with everything we know about the natural world. And the choice is probably, can you grab that? The choice is probably just an illusion. It's just an illusion. He says, well, no, because if someone gives you chocolate or vanilla ice cream, you choose one. Ergo, fuck off, dude. Fuck off, man. Like no. When someone offers you that, yeah, you choose one. You don't have agency, or you almost certainly don't. It appears like you do. All right. Cheers, y'all. All right. So anyway, I think that kind of wraps it up. My name is Justin Creever, aka Young Mummy, the mother of the streets. Don't y'all forget it. And I hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't, go fuck yourself. No, I wouldn't say that. Maybe I would. I just did, yeah. But thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. Take care. All right. All right, y'all. Take care. Peace.